All right, before the show starts, listen. You guys wear shirts, you drink coffee, you hang stuff on walls. I assume that if you're hearing all of this, you also listen to podcasts. How about you combine all of those wildly varying interests into one thing? The new Sushi Jackknife store is up and running at inktail.com. Head over there right now to get all sorts of things that will tell your friends, hey, I support middling podcasts. That's a surefire way to make sure everyone thinks you're cool, interesting, and very sexy. Don't believe me? Listen to what this entirely random person said about our merch all on her own.
These new shirts make me tingle all over. Why am I reading this?
What's that you say? You're too broke to buy these things? No worries. Retweet the link to this episode, send us proof to Sushi Jackknife on Twitter, or to sushijackknife@gmail.com, and we'll give you 10% off anything in the store. That means if you want 100 coffee cups, you'll only pay for 90 of them. Ha! Why you would want that many is incredibly strange, but that's really your business. I'm not here to judge. So while you're listening, head over to inktail.com/sushijackknife and check it out. If you can't remember where it's at, follow the link in this episode's description. Now, let the show commence.
Commencement.
Sushi Jackknife. 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 Sushi Jackknife.
Nathan's trying to light a candle.
I'm going to get it.
It's very difficult.
So I don't want to come out and start trashing religion here.
Yeah.
But the Catholic Church has been around for hundreds of years, and they haven't figured out a way to make a candle that a hand can fit into to light. Like this candle I'm holding is, 10 inches tall, and I would say the diameter is 1.5 inches.
That seems right.
Just make a wide, like a squatty candle. I know that it might throw off your dimensions of St. Jude a little bit, but you know what? It's worth it.
Get a kid on that to format it, you know?
It's just silly. I'm going to burn my finger off.
They are very tubular. I feel like it's a conspiracy. There's some sort of conspiracy involved as to why this is so difficult.
I think maybe it's because I'm Protestant.
I was going to say.
If I was Catholic, I'd know how to do this.
Yeah, there'd be a secret trick.
This isn't meant for me.
No. You're not supposed to light that candle. Do you even know who St. Jude is?
No.
Me neither.
It's San Judas.
I bought him because he was scented.
He's, let's see.
And green.
It's very dim in here. Hold on.
He's reading by lighter light.
Well, it's all in Spanish, so I can't.
Well, that's a problem.
Can't tell you.
Yeah.
There's a prayer that involves the word beseech. So that's all you need to know.
It's a good thing.
If you're a Catholic saint and your prayer doesn't have the word beseech in it, garbage saint.
You're a lesser saint. Mm-hmm. You're a second tier saint.
I give up.
I do think it's fascinating how a lot of that pagan stuff got rolled into to the church, and that it shows up in saints. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's fun because the pagan stuff got rolled in, and then the church did this thing where they went, "Oh, that looks fun. It's ours now.
We'll take that.
We have this now. Christmas trees, mine." ours. Ha
Little bit of this. It's like Santana had written that song a long time before that. A little bit of that, making a stew, a big old Catholic stew.
Pagans have nothing now. It's all ours.
I mean, that's kind of the way history works, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
nothing ever goes away. It just gets absorbed into the new thing.
It just gets absorbed into the Catholic Church.
Right.
Up until modern era.
Well, I mean, they've still got an opportunity to absorb Scientology somehow.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they might as well.
What do you think?
Scientology needs some help.
Everybody say hey to Podcast Dog. She's squeaking away back there. Welcome to Sushi Jackknife, everybody.
Hey!
Welcome to Sushi Jackknife.
Hello, Friday the 13th.
It is, isn't it?
It won't be when you're listening to this, but right now it is, so anything can happen.
Oh, it's a realm of possibility.
It can be chaos.
Complete madness. Madness! Yeah.
Something could sneak up behind us and get us.
Stop looking at it, you son of a bitch. I can't even say it right. He's pointing now.
Yeah, the thing.
That is ultimately how this show ends. Like, I actually am murdered.
Yeah.
On mic.
Yeah, if I ever need to take you out somehow, that's what I'm going to do is it's going to be a boy cried wolf type of situation. I'm going to point behind you. That will be the time you go, there's nothing behind me. That's it.
That's why I always look, because I'm afraid. Mm-hmm. I'm afraid that by not looking, I'm going to enable that to happen.
Yeah.
So I have to look.
You have to be prepared.
It might become
That's how
real.
I'm going to take you out.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Is this all a ploy? Mm-hmm. Boy, you go to a lot of effort.
It is a long-ranging scheme to take you out.
Boy, you could have killed me so many times.
Like, first, step one. I'm going to start a podcast. That podcast will run like 60 episodes before I start pretending there's something behind you. Then we'll run with that for a while until you let your guard down. And then there will be something behind you.
I'm looking just to make sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Boy, you are a wily one.
Oh, yeah.
I just splashed a little Sazerac in my eye. Fortunately, we are.
That's what you want right there.
Yeah, we're having Sazeracs tonight, guys.
Mm-hmm. Right in the eye.
Feeling very New Orleans. Mm-hmm. That's the way you drink them. You just pour it in your eyeball.
In New Orleans, that sounds right. You know, they have all the drive-through liquor stores and stuff. You can't...
Is that really?
Yeah, in New Orleans.
I didn't know that.
But you shouldn't drink. You just pour it in your eye, and that way you're not drinking it.
Would you ever... I don't know if I even want to get into this. It just popped in my head. It's pretty gross. Mm-hmm. Pretty gross.
Yeah.
Would you ever... some people drink beer with their ass.
No.
I wouldn't do that either.
No, absolutely not.
No.
First off, I drink beer to enjoy beer.
Me too. Me too.
And I'm pretty sure that's not the way to enjoy it. A beer enema does not seem pleasant.
Do you think anyone in the craft brew world is brewing specifically for that? Like, it doesn't taste like anything. It's just easy to get in there.
This is our anal IPA.
Yeah. That's an episode title if I've ever heard it.
a lot of hops. You're definitely going to feel it in your colon.
Yeah.
So
No. 2 hours from now, you might taste like something in the back of your mouth.
Ooh, citrusy.
Oh, wow.
Is that a little bit of grapefruit?
It's the long game. Do you have this in a shandy? Doesn't a shandy seem like the right thing to put up your ass? And
Do you think when people are
Shandy.
doing the butt chugging, there's someone who is concerned about the caloric content still,
absolutely.
and they're insisting on like Michelob Ultra?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to put a beer up your ass,
That's
it might
too
as well.
many carbs. just a Michelob Ultra. Just one. I'm watching my figure right now.
It's the only way I'll have a Miller Lite. The only way.
Actually, that might be it. That might be the way to have a Miller Lite.
That's the
Yeah.
proper use. Mm-hmm. They don't put that in their stylish ads.
That's the motto right there.
But be careful when they start selling it with a funnel, you know.
Miller Lite, perfect for your butt. That's what they got to do.
You know, when you're drinking beer with your ass, it doesn't go down, it goes up.
That's true.
Yeah. So
Do you have to... I have no knowledge of this aside from the fact that it's a thing. Do you have to be like upside down so gravity is
know.
working with you?
I don't know the answer. Or does it just come right back out?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, boy. That sounds terrible. The logistics
know.
of this are very complex.
I've never been invited to
Nope.
to witness one. Not that I want to. No. If you're thinking of inviting me, don't. I'm not coming. I just don't. I don't understand the logistics of how it works.
I mean, you're making it sound like it's something people do at a party or something. I mean, what about the person that's doing this alone?
There's some alcoholic who drinks alone all the time, but still loves butt chugging.
It's an every once in a while kind of thing.
Right.
You know, We don't do it every weekend.
What do you have planned for this weekend, Jen? Well, I'm gonna pick up a 12-pack and shoot that up my pooper. Just a nice, quiet weekend at home alone. Beer up my pooper. It'll be fun.
I'm gonna get upside down in my easy chair and tell the dog to look away.
Poor dog.
Dogs witness a lot of horrible things, and they're completely unfazed by it.
Dogs really need like massive amounts of therapy.
Lots of therapy.
I think that like my dog Charlie, I don't recall putting her through anything traumatic, but she's a dachshund, and dachshunds frequently do this thing where they just shake.
Oh yeah.
Why?
They just get the
What
shivers.
horror has she witnessed? You pet her and it's just, what? What is it?
Well, she's a German dog.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe we're not being efficient enough.
It's the guilt. It carries through, the sins of the father or the sins of the owner.
In this case, the sins of the owners, the breeders, father.
Yeah.
Father.
Yeah.
Father.
Epigenetics.
Way
man.
down the line.
Way back.
Yeah.
Way back.
Dogs don't live very long.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, their generations are much shorter than ours.
Yeah. I mean, we've had Charlie for 9 years. And she is a senior citizen now.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
That is an old dog.
That's an old dog.
When you start thinking about it.
It is.
I mean, that would be 64?
Yeah. Oh my God. That's why she's
63,
shaking.
something like that.
She can't get that song out of her head. Mm-hmm. Well, you still need me. That is in German. Uns kochen Fleisch.
I don't know if that's real German or not, but I'm accepting it.
So we launched our other show.
Yeah,
this week. It's out on a few platforms. It's definitely in iTunes.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully it'll be out everywhere.
Yeah, it's supposed to go on Spotify and everywhere.
Spotify.
The Google business.
Yeah.
I think
Which is the best.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah. I don't really have any
point of
vested
reference.
interest in it.
And that's called Nothing But a Bob Thing.
Yeah.
THANG Thang. Mm-hmm. And we have an episode 0 and an episode 1.
Yeah.
And that's out there for you too
if you love the art of Bob Ross.
If you do.
Or hate the art of Bob Ross and you want to listen to people talk about it so you can just poo-poo on everything we say. Or if you're just neutral.
Yeah.
If you're a person.
Right. Right.
This is the podcast for you.
It's a show for you.
Or not.
And loyal Sushi Jackknife fans who have probably already given us a review in the old iTunes for this show.
Yeah.
Maybe jump over and see what you think of this new show.
Yeah.
Where there actually is a topic.
Yeah. It's, for those who didn't understand what I was saying before, Bob Ross. That's the topic.
That's the topic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And we cooked up some sweet hip hop and you cooked up a sweet ass cover that makes him look like Suge Knight.
Yeah. I mean,
it's
really
dope.
I like to think that Suge Knight was trying to look like Bob Ross.
I think that's more accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is really just the precursor to all of that.
If you're a member of the ASMR community, this is a podcast for you. Mm-hmm. If you're out there, watching videos of Japanese girls like do this on a microphone,
it's so weird.
That's for you. This is for you.
I don't want to judge
the ASMR crowd.
Yeah,
no, me neither.
It's very weird.
It's something. Do you guys know what this is? So okay, it's
we didn't go full in depth on the other podcast.
No.
We can do that here.
We do that here. That's what this space is for.
There we go.
God, that's why we need 2 shows.
Yeah.
ASMR is autonomous sensory MR some shit.
Yeah.
Basically, certain sounds stimulate in some people a tingling sensation on the skin that is pleasurable and relaxing and etc. And it turns out that Bob was an unknowing pioneer in this. Like his show was inducing people to tingle. it was tingle-inducing. That should have been on the cover of the video series.
It's autonomous sensory meridian response.
Meridian, that's it. Meridian, yeah, that's right.
I don't question that. Like the general idea of it.
That it happens to people, yeah.
What I think is weird are the videos on YouTube that are, like you said, just like a Japanese girl making weird sounds.
Yeah, yeah.
Like for some reason, it feels like it's an oddly sexual thing.
It does. It really does. It really does.
It feels like there's a whole fetish community.
Absolutely.
They're like, oh, Japanese girls rubbing their hands on a
wall.
Yeah. That's what I want.
I mean, there are some where they're brushing their hair, but they're like brushing it right in the mic. You know?
It's so weird.
Is it
only Japanese people doing this?
No, it's lots of people. But I think what's happened is like a certain number of people figured out they could monetize those YouTube videos.
Right.
And they would get like 100,000 views. And so they just fucking went with it. So people have like specialized microphones for this now and all sorts of things. It's wild. It's a whole thing, man.
I just looked it up, and there's an entire article titled "Here's What ASMR Is and Why It's Not a Fetish."
Oh, man.
So they knew what people like me would think.
Oh, wow.
It just feels like it's in the same category.
Oh, totally. It totally does.
As all of, like, the balloon sitting, like, things like that
yes.
like, I don't understand what's happening.
Or the one where people, like, want to see a woman drowning in quicksand. Remember we talked about that a long time ago?
That's a weird one.
That's a weird one.
And an oddly dangerous one.
Very dangerous. People are into all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing under the sun.
And I don't, like, that's one of those things I don't want to judge.
Right. Totally.
But sometimes
you can get
sometimes I have to judge.
Right.
Like, there are a few situations where someone does something and I go, oh, that's pretty messed up. You're a weird person. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you had a fetish for people rubbing walls,
right, exactly.
to hear the sound, that would be one of those situations.
I kind of feel like get yourself a white noise machine. It's sort of the same thing. Like, okay, you remember this? Okay, did you ever take like intro to psychology in college?
Yeah.
You remember this study that they teach you about where the monkeys are raised with not their actual mother, but they have a thing that feeds them. Mm-hmm. And some of them, it's just like wire. It's like part of the cage that feeds them. And some of them, it's like a soft sock mother. Like it's like they created this little doll.
Okay.
And
this doesn't
ring a bell.
No.
Okay. So the point of the study is that it's called like sock mother, wire mother, or whatever. And but the point is, it's weird. But the point is that like.
That feels like the title of a really bad indie coming-of-age drama. Like, really bad.
Yes, it does. Starring Owen Wilson. The point of the study was that even though the sock mother didn't feed the monkeys,
mm-hmm.
And the wire mother always would, they would go clutch the sock mother because it was soft and comforting, right? Even though they weren't getting the nourishment from it.
Right.
And I don't know, like there's some kind of tie-in there for me of like people need some kind of comfort, like in our we're so into our devices and stuff now.
Right.
And our devices are overstimulating. Like this is a reaction to being so overstimulated by the device, but you still want the device, you just want the device to chill you out now. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So, before technology existed...
Right.
Ignoring any of the ASMR stuff.
Yeah.
Going back to, like, the balloon sitting and stuff. Did those fetishes exist?
Absolutely.
Was there a guy who was just walking around trying to get people to sit on balloons in front of him?
Sure. I'm 100% sure that happened. Yes.
It's so weird.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know how these things come about.
Here's the thing. I am a self-professed butt man.
Yeah.
If it is smushing a balloon, don't understand the appeal. I don't know why that adds anything to it.
Right.
Like, I wasn't interested in that until it smushed the balloon. Now I'm all in. I'm all in.
Yeah, the distinction is where it does get interesting.
Yeah.
I also feel like people kind of wear them, again, with the devices, people wear themselves out with the internet because you can see anything you want.
That's true.
You know, and so it's like, oh, this is novel. I mean, our brains seek novel experiences all the time.
And it is.
It's certainly different.
Very different.
And men are just weird. That's the other thing.
Well, that's true.
That guys are just strange. We're strange creatures.
While we're on the subject,
yeah.
how do you feel about discussing some animal sex?
I feel good about it. Surprisingly good.
All right. So, and I know, like, on this podcast, I try to avoid bringing up topics that I've seen many other places.
Yes.
But this one is so ridiculous, I couldn't do it. So we all know the Russian investigation is happening, and Fox News is scrambling to talk about anything besides that. This is a segment, it's only a minute long, from Tucker Carlson's show this week on Monday. I want your take on this.
Okay, all right. Man, oh man.
Are pandas, in fact, sex-crazed killing machines? A new study says...
Pandas?
Stop! Are pandas, in fact, sex-crazed killing machines?
I wish you could translate the look on my face to an auditory... I'm so confused and intrigued at the same time.
It's an interesting... Like, I saw a clip of it, and I actually had to go look up the Tucker Carlson clip because
Wait, just let me
I wanted
get this
to.
Straight.
Yeah,
he said, headline: Are pandas sex-crazed killing machines?
yeah. So first off, the story before this, the byline down at the bottom of the screen is trans women say they are not faster than biological women.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so that's a typical weird Fox News.
Yeah,
like it's on the edge where you're like, what are you talking about?
Like, what's the
We move forward.
In fact, sex-crazed killing machines. A new study says they are, despite appearances, and of course we'll have details on that.
Despite appearances.
All right. So that was him going to commercial, teasing, because you know that the Fox News crowd had been to a zoo, seen a panda, and went, whoa. Those things are sex crazed, aren't they?
Black and white on the same creature?
I don't know.
Trust it.
I don't like it.
Trust it. How many of those pandas do you think are transgender?
You know the official story about pandas. They're cute but adorably helpless, which is why they're almost extinct. But like a lot of what we hear, that's a lie. According to today's Wall Street Journal, quote, the real panda is a secret stud with a taste for flesh and a fearsome bite.
Holy.
Pandas, it turns out, could easily kill you if they felt like it.
All right, so breaking news from Tucker Carlson. Bears can kill you.
You mean a goddamn gigantic creature with claws and big-ass teeth can kill you?
Yeah. Now, I will remind you that the previous byline was about transgendered women saying they're not faster.
Yeah, because they have less testosterone.
Okay.
Yeah.
The new byline is, pandas are aggressive and sex crazed.
Oh, my God.
Pandas, it turns out, could easily kill you if they felt like it. Thank God they don't. They're not against sex either. They just hate unsexy zoos. But when they're in the wild, male pandas engage in a fierce sexual contest. The winner has sex 40 times in a single afternoon.
Holy
I think
crap.
pandas are so distracted by their personal lives, or humans would be the endangered species. Something else to be grateful for. That's it for us tonight.
That's it?
All right, so I want to know. I feel like what happened here is Tucker discovered the National Geographic channel.
Yep.
And he was watching it, special about the panda, and was watching it going, holy shit, what? Wait, what? Those things have sex and they kill? What? Like, he thought they were all just cartoon animals. And you can't, obviously this is a podcast, so you can't see Sean Hannity's reaction when he cuts to him. But you can imagine it.
That's it for us tonight. Jimmy Kimmel is in for Sean. Just really?
Jimmy Kimmel, what? Huh?
No, Sean Hannity had a feud with Jimmy Kimmel. Sean Hannity has the most stonewalled, confused look on his face.
His vision of Pandas is shattered.
Even Sean Hannity is watching that show going, wait, what is happening? Has Tucker Carlson lost his mind? All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and link Hillary Clinton to the Unabomber now.
It's Tuesday. Do you feel like that's like a subtle China dig?
I don't know that
Pandas are
he
from
can
China?
think that far into it.
Yeah, truly. I feel like they had 30 seconds to fill at the end of that show, and they were like, intern!
Wikipedia pandas and tell us what they do.
Get me something. I need a soft piece.
Are pandas killing machines? Yeah, they kill. They're bears, you idiot. What?
They don't just eat bamboo.
It's not a vegan bear.
You should like them. Don't you like this?
Yeah.
Don't you like this violence? Of course you do.
And you know that everyone at Fox News is just like the panda, sex crazed.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It top down, baby.
Yeah.
From the top down.
Mm-hmm. They all follow in O'Reilly's footsteps.
And Roger Ailes.
Mm-hmm. They come from that camp, and maybe now they feel a kinship to the panda.
I think so. Are we going to change the elephant to the panda? That would be hilarious.
That's going to be the animal for the new Republican Party.
That's it. And you know how the Republicans are all aligned with Russia, oddly? Their color was always red, man.
That's true.
They were always the red party.
That is true. Their new logo will be red background.
Red background.
Panda in front. And then one of those tall, furry Russian hats on it.
It sounds right.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Have you seen that picture that I found of Vladimir Putin as he has like a purple one of those hats, Cossack hat on. His shirt is open, and he's got a big bling chain with a Care Bear with a hammer and sickle on its tummy.
Of course. The thing is, if you were to show me this,
yeah,
I would have to debate in my head whether it was real or fake.
That's true.
Because
that's true. It
really seems like a thing that he would do.
Anything can happen in Russia, man. Anything can happen. It's funny. I've been listening to, I'm deep. I've become a deep synthesizer nerd over the last year or so, and I've been listening to a lot of stuff here, there, and everywhere on YouTube. And there's a show that just happened in Europe. It's called Mesa. It's like a trade show, like NAMM or something like that, where they're showing off all these new instruments. And there's a couple Russian companies there. And the way that they present things is hilarious because they always, like most of these companies, be they from Germany, America, Britain, whatever, they have like a really nerdy guy there to show you the product. Russia does not fuck around. They have the nerdy guy. They also have the most attractive woman you've ever seen in your life.
That's salesmanship right there.
And they go, this is the best of the, would you like to... Ah, yes.
With a little bit of work, they could knock out the nerdy guy completely.
Absolutely.
And just have the attractive woman.
Have the attractive
she
woman.
doesn't even have to demonstrate the product. Just hold the product up and people go,
yeah, that's...
I do like it.
All right. Where was that made? I don't care.
What sound is it best for? Nah.
Does it go bleep and bloop? I'm in. Bleep and bloop.
Bleep and bloop. I feel like that would be the title of a kids' TV show.
Bleep and Bloop?
Yeah.
That's you and me.
Yeah. I'm Bleep.
I'm Bloop. And we're here to teach you about geography. Now over here, kids. This runs on Fox, by the way.
Of course.
Over here, we got this whole Punjab region right here. This right here is the whole Punjab. He's circling, the Middle East and India.
Oh,
and over here is where the Arabians live. They had a whole thing about their nights. I don't know if...
And this is the land of God's chosen people. Right here in the good old U.S. of A. Not Canada. They're socialist demons.
And our 52nd state is Israel. Say it with me. Israel. I'm Bleep.
And I'm Bloop.
Let's get the hell out of here, man.
Oh, I don't know how we get money for a pilot on Fox News.
I think we got it. Call Tucker.
It's
Tucker, we have an animated series about the mating habits of pandas.
Man, we've got some news you wouldn't believe about sloths. You've got to meet with us.
I did see some crazy ass... I don't look at this shit, but people that I work with do, like if they're killing time, they'll pull up... we're like an older lady. She'll pull up MSN and like read the headlines, and I'm like, none of that's true.
Right.
Like 100% that's all shit is made up. And there was something about raccoons. And it was, zombie raccoons.
Okay.
There were zombie raccoons.
That seems legit.
This week. Yeah. They were... I don't think there was much to the story other than that. Then they were in they were in Florida.
The story was, these exist. Nah.
Right. And the raccoons were being weird. That was the
In Florida.
That's the whole... probably in Florida, I'm guessing.
I'm assuming anything like that would be in Florida, and what probably happened was they ate leftover bath salts.
That's probably... Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, zombie raccoons with distemper, which is a dog disease, distemper. Oh, shit.
Oh, it's in Ohio.
Ohio, wow. It might actually be legitimate then. Yeah, zombie-like, that's in quotes. This is from Time magazine, time.com.
Okay. More legit than MSN.
Yeah. Zombie-like raccoons standing on their hind legs are terrorizing a town in Ohio, and there's a very creepy picture of a raccoon. This article is already hilarious. This isn't the inevitable reboot of Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, you.
Or another Walking Dead spinoff. Instead, it's an eerie invasion. An eerie invasion that has authorities looking for answers. Police in Youngstown, Ohio have responded to over a dozen calls, my God, from concerned humans. People. Why do they have to say humans?
Humans.
People.
Well, because really you can leave any of that out.
Yeah.
Because the raccoons aren't calling on themselves.
Oh, this is so sad. The raccoons were seen popping up onto their hind legs,
Okay.
baring their teeth, then falling over in a comatose state.
Yeah, I saw that.
The animals weren't easy to scare off either, and seemed to have lost their natural fear of humans. If that wasn't odd enough, the majority of the sightings and calls happen in the daytime, even though raccoons are... Oh, this is actually very sad.
You know what this is? I Am Legend.
Oh my God, it is
It's I Am Legend.
Yes.
It's a disease
Right.
where all of a sudden these vicious raccoons just are going after everything.
That's a fascinating... So, do you know how many times that movie's been made?
I Am Legend?
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's based on this short story. Or no, it's a novel. I'm sorry. It's a novel. A guy named Richard Matheson.
Right.
He's famous for writing for what's the Twilight Zone. He wrote for the He wrote the episode where there's something on the wing.
Oh, yeah.
With William Shatner.
Yeah. Very
He
famous.
wrote that episode.
Yeah.
He also wrote the book I Am Legend, which was
Okay.
first made into a film with Vincent Price back in the 60s. Then it was made into a film with Charlton Heston in the 70s called The Omega Man.
Okay.
Which is a really, really fun movie.
Okay.
Really fun movie.
Fun in a
Yeah.
terrible kind of way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, it's not terrible. It's actually good, but
It's 70s Charlton Heston. It can't be great.
I love 70s. I love Soylent Green. I love Omega Man. I'll even dip my toe. This is probably 60s, but I'll even dip my toes in Planet of the Apes here and there.
Oh, that was 60s.
Yeah, that's 60s.
I'm pretty sure that's 60s.
Me too. This distemper that the raccoons have is not transmittable to humans.
Yet.
Yeah, but it can be spread to dogs who come in contact with the zombie raccoons. They really are standing up on their... Look at that little fucker. That's scary, man.
It looks like...
Oh, those poor bastards, man.
It looks like the guy from the Marvel movie.
Oh,
yeah.
Rocket Raccoon?
Yeah,
Or no,
yeah.
not Rocket. Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Rocket, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The distemper attacks the respiratory, gastrointestinal nervous systems. Oh, head tilt, muscle twitches, seizures, partial or complete paralysis. They have to be captured and put down. Oh, no.
Well, they better put them down.
It's
because
worth... Oh, God,
I know what happens if you don't.
This article, God bless. The last sentence, this is on its own little paragraph. It's worth noting, distemper symptoms do not include a hunger for human brains. Do they not have any sympathy for these goddamn raccoons? They
Well,
can't-
no, they don't.
They can't help that they have distemper. Good Lord.
I'm loving the number of people who jumped on board with this story.
Oh, yeah.
It's... If you look it up, let's see, you got Fox News, CBS News, USA Today, Live Science, Vice,
Vice?
the Sacramento Bee,
What? The Sacramento Bee.
your beloved Washington Post.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they ran a story on it.
Yeah, but they used quotes and said zombie-like because they can't just say they're zombie raccoons. Come on, Washington Post, fit in with everyone else.
You
They're
know,
zombie raccoons.
And I want to say this to any aspiring filmmakers out there. Don't go making a movie called Zombie Coons. That will get you in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
Don't do that.
That wouldn't end well.
That would not end well. You might not realize, young millennial, that you just used a racial slur.
Yeah. I don't recommend that.
Go watch The Hateful Eight, then you'll know what I'm talking about. That's how you all watch that movie? Finally? It's been out for years.
I still haven't watched it.
Very intense.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Apparently taught you about racial slurs.
It did.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Did how do you feel about these movies like this that want to use the racial slurs because
Right.
it's time period appropriate?
Right.
Because I'm very mixed on it. I know it's time period appropriate, but
Do you sometimes feel...
it's a little messy.
Right. Well, it depends on who's writing it, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I actually posed... You and I had this discussion a while ago about the fact that Tarantino uses the N-word with complete abandon.
Yeah, in
his
Django.
movies. Right, in
like Django, it's all over.
Well, and not just Django.
Right.
It's in Pulp Fiction. It's all his movies.
But like Django, it's like every third
oh, absolutely.
word.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
It fits.
It fits.
But at the same time, I feel like you gotta write in the script, if you're Tarantino, write N-word instead.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Like it's
Like...
writing it you're writing it with a hard R in the script. It's very unpleasant
Like, you know when you...
to think about.
when you're writing something in Microsoft Word and it's a weird word
Yeah.
and you tell it to just remember it so it won't autocorrect you every time, he's had to do that with the N-word at this point.
It's just it's a very messy decision by a filmmaker.
So I posed this question to an African-American friend of mine.
Okay.
And she said, I said, listen, like, I don't get it. He's not a black person, obviously. He constantly uses this in his movies. How does he get away with it? And she said, because he pays them a lot of money.
Well, that.
And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, all right, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the whole story. Samuel L. Jackson obviously doesn't care enough.
Right.
Enough.
I I would feel better, though, knowing that he gave the script to Samuel L. Jackson, went, let's do a read-through, and got to parts, and he's like, and then you say, you know, you say. And Samuel L. Jackson knows because, I mean, he's done it before.
Yeah, what do you think the table reads are like? Very uncomfortable?
Oh, very
uncomfortable.
I just imagine running lines, like, during Django. I imagined someone running lines with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
How uncomfortable is that? Like, that's the whitest human being that's ever existed.
And he's rich as shit.
He looks like he actually would have been a slave owner.
Yeah. He could pass. He could pass as well.
So that's not good. You don't want to hear that.
No.
Like, if I was Jamie Foxx, I'm not running lines with him.
Right. So James Comey has a book coming out.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
About this book. I really want... So there was a lot of excitement around Michael Wolff's book. What was that called again?
Fire and Fury.
Fire and Fury. But then a lot of shit came out about that.
Michael Wolff is a lunatic.
Okay, that's what we learned.
Yeah.
I feel like this one, though... I mean, it's James Comey. He was the FBI director. He's going to have some things to say.
Oh, he definitely will.
The speculation machine is already working on maximum right now. Mm-hmm. And I know we've had okay, all right. You and I have been talking about this over the course of a long time now. Ever since the election, we've been talking about this. And I finally feel, I've said this before, but I finally feel like we're getting closer. And then there's periods where the news cycle talks about pandas and raccoons.
Yeah.
Because it's a little slow today. Just a little slow.
Yeah.
But,
and then we have days like the last few days.
Right. Exactly. Where it's been a firestorm.
Yeah.
An absolute firestorm. It's, I feel things are coming to a bit of a head.
Well, I started thinking this because you're seeing some hardcore panicking.
Yeah.
From the GOP and from Trump. He tweeted this today.
Okay.
Keeping in mind, the book hasn't come out yet.
No. Just been announced.
This is, like, just in preparation for whatever is in this book. James Comey is a proven leaker and liar. Virtually everyone in Washington thought he should be fired for the terrible job he did, until he was, in fact, fired. He leaked classified information for which he should be prosecuted. He lied to Congress under oath. He is weak and ... because he's out of space. Untruthful slimeball who was, as time has proven, a terrible director of the FBI. His handling of the crooked Hillary Clinton case and the events surrounding it will go down as one of the worst botched jobs of history. It was my great honor to fire James Comey.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm gonna take a controversial stance here.
Okay. I'm into it.
I don't agree with the general tone of any of that. I do not think he is a proven leaker and liar.
Neither do I. Nor a slimeball.
I do not think he is weak and an untruthful slimeball. However, I don't necessarily argue with the idea that he shouldn't have been the director of the FBI, because he really bungled the Hillary Clinton thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Now, he thinks he bungled it for a different reason.
Right.
Trump thinks it's because he didn't prove anything.
Right.
I mean, the guy...
If
the guy screwed up the case twice.
Yeah. Well, and if he had said something at the right time...
Yeah.
We could have avoided...
Yeah.
A lot of bullshit. A mountain of bullshit.
It's just, I have loved watching the saga of James Comey.
Yeah.
Because Democrats hated him, then Republicans hated him, then Democrats hated him again when he came back out and said he was reinvestigating it, and Republicans loved him.
Yeah.
And then the election happened, and then Democrats loved him because, he was looking into things, and Republicans hated him. And then they fired him, and Democrats, now he's their martyr.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Republicans despise him, even though he is one of them, really, in the grand scheme of... I mean, he's a Republican.
Yeah.
He's a law enforcement official.
Right.
You don't have Democratic law enforcement officials.
No.
That's not a thing that exists,
No,
really.
you have Democratic sorbet officials.
Yeah.
Hey!
They're...
I mean, that would be my job.
Yeah.
I'm not a Democrat. I'm just a liberal. But I would be a very good sorbet official. Sorry.
The the law enforcement officials, it's got to be like 90% are Republican.
Absolutely.
Because the Republican Party, for all of their faults, have supported up until now.
Yeah.
Organizations like the FBI. Now they don't, because the FBI is part of the deep state. There's a deep state. It's making pandas sex crazed. Oh no! Hillary Clinton Pizzagate.
Pizzagate. We have Pizzagate and then we have Urinegate. Mm-hmm, yep, that's what we're dealing with.
And one of them is actually true.
Yeah.
Maybe true.
It's come on.
It might be true. We'll find out in Comey's book.
We will.
I hope that he has a chapter that's just called the PP tape. I hope that's the title of the chapter.
One of the most disturbing things I ever saw while I was running the FBI.
You would not believe the amount of urine.
So yeah, very excited about this book. At the same time, just now, I mean, this is Friday the 13th night.
Yeah.
You were just saying something about Syria a bit ago.
Yeah, our beloved president is going to bomb Syria, which I'm not for bombing. Something does need to be done with Syria. I don't trust him to do it because he's bad at things.
Right.
It could end poorly.
Did you see that? Now, I don't know if it's changed since this morning. And I don't want to, I'm not downplaying Syria this year. It's awful.
Yeah.
But the Trans-Pacific Partnership is back on the table.
Yeah.
Because we fucked with China so much. Mm-hmm. And now he's realizing how much he's fucked with China and how it's like he's slowly getting an education.
Yeah.
How intertwined our economies are. Really.
This year is the year that he's out of the training program.
Yep, that's right. He's hit the ground.
And
he's interning.
Yeah. And now he's looking at things going, wow, you know what? Like, trade agreements with countries, kind of a good thing.
I get why we do that.
We kind of have to have those.
You mean, wait a minute, there's soybeans in a Big Mac? And I can't get... the soybeans come from... Get G on the phone.
I can't possibly afford 5 Big Macs a day, every day for a year, if they have to jack up the prices. I'm not really a billionaire, guys. This is all an act.
I tried to sell McDonald's Trump steaks. Didn't take off. Wasn't great.
Ugh. When he is done in the White House.
Yeah. Whenever that day comes.
Hopefully 2020.
Praying for sooner rather than later.
Is the entire Trump brand done?
Oh, no. No.
Like,
no.
Can it possibly succeed at the level it had before?
I don't know.
Like, there's a lot of baggage there now.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing, I think it will die with him. Mm-hmm. That's all I know.
What is Ivanka gonna do?
She'll be all right, but she's gonna, you know what? She's gonna distance. She's smart.
You know what's gonna be fun?
Yeah.
Someday, when Donald Trump dies. Now, I'm not saying that's the fun part, but this is a precursor. I'm not rooting for his death. We'll say that.
Okay.
I don't like when people die. It's mean to root for them to die. But when he dies, the heir apparent to the company will probably be Donald Trump Jr.
Yeah.
It is going to be really fun watching him run that directly into the ground, because that guy does not know anything that's happening. I mean,
Yeah.
He could inherit this company. Let's say it does have many billions of dollars of worth.
Right.
Bankrupt in 6 months.
No, I completely believe that.
He will be like, Trump Hotel, Mars! Yeah! Well, the money's all gone now.
Oh, it's hard to breathe there. Shit.
There's no way he can continue to succeed in any field.
No. I mean, okay, here's the thing I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking. Remember how we watched Barack Obama age?
Yeah.
He was a young man.
Yeah.
When he came into office. He's still a relatively young man.
How old was he when he got elected? 48?
Sure.
Something like that?
He looked about 35, if I'm being honest, though.
He looked young.
He looked great.
And then when he left office, he looked 75.
Yes. Trump is 70...
72?
2? 3? He will be emaciated by the time he leaves. He will be a zombie-like raccoon by the time he leaves. He's going to have stripes, is what I'm saying, by the time he leaves office.
He's 71.
71.
So by the time the election rolls around...
God damn, he's old.
Yeah. By the time the election rolls around, he'll be 74. He's got a birthday in June.
Oh my God.
So he's going to be running for re-election at 74.
Oh boy.
If you think he seems senile now,
right?
Let's just see what happens.
Do you think 2020 is the year where we're like, let's just not?
I was talking about this with my wife the other day.
Yeah.
Who is it that's going to run against him?
Oh
in
my
2020?
God,
like,
I don't know.
Who's the Republican that's going to run against him?
Puff the Magic Dragon.
You know, there's going to be a Republican who takes him on in the primary.
Oh, sure.
If not more than one. Who? Because it's going to happen.
Paul Ryan. Not saying he's going to do it. Paul Ryan strategically retired this week.
Yeah.
That tells me the shit is about to hit the fan, because that is the wiliest motherfucker I've ever seen in my life.
That, for a minute, I was thinking, wow, what a massive failure all of this has been.
Yeah.
And then I thought, no, he knows something.
Yes, of course he does.
Because he's like some sort of parasite.
Yes.
That's going to leech on, and if there's danger, he's gone. He's leaving.
He's what the raccoons have.
Yeah.
He's a distemper virus, or whatever distemper is.
He will never get elected as president, because if he would have to lead then, and he needs someone to latch on to.
That's right.
There's not like an ultra president that he can just latch on to.
Ultra president.
Yeah,
oh my
that
God.
Person. Do what they said. But
he's not that old either to retire.
No.
To retire.
He says he's not running for anything else. How much you believe that?
You know who I hope runs against in the Republican primaries? John the Hammer Boehner.
Oh, man. I was going to mention John Boehner. Did you hear about John Boehner this week? John Boehner is now on the board of directors of a marijuana company.
Oh, my
John
God.
Boehner, retired, discovered some things, loves pot.
Are you kidding right now?
I am not.
I know he's a smoker.
I don't know if he actually
not
imbibes,
pot, but he smokes cigarettes.
Yeah. He is
constantly.
He is all for medicinal use of marijuana.
What?
And has joined the board of a very large marijuana company.
Guys, when we last left John Boehner, we did a whole thing. We did a whole episode about John Boehner because I read this article on Politico that was great about John Boehner. When we last left him, he was repairing his lawnmower and laughing maniacally at the television every time he turned it on. And calling people assholes. It was great.
Things are just going going in a weird direction for him. The next time we see him, he's going to be showing off his Grateful Dead bootlegs that he just scored.
Yeah, he's going to be playing electric bass.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a reggae band.
He's having like a 3/4 life crisis.
That's it.
That's what's happening.
He's like 70. And he's like, you know what? I'm letting my fucking hair down.
Yeah.
This is the guy who doesn't leave the house without a suit on. He's a very severe man.
I just imagine that what has brought all this out is he left.
Yeah.
And I always felt bad for him when he was in Congress, even though I didn't like him.
Right.
He had to deal with Ted Cruz and the Tea Party idiots all the time.
Ted Cruz, who, need I remind you, he referred to as the most miserable son of a bitch I've ever known in my life.
So he had to deal with that.
Yep.
And then he left, and it's just gotten worse. And so he is loving life.
Loving it.
He's like, I got out at the right time. This is Brian's mess now.
Oh my God.
I saw an article about Paul Ryan retiring and who he's pushing to be the Speaker of the House. Isn't he assuming a few things there? Like that the Republicans are going to win the House again?
Yeah, he is assuming that.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
2018, vote.
Vote. Please vote. My God, people. Be troubled to vote.
Just, if you think about not voting, just imagine that somewhere John Boehner is sitting there with his pot leaf socks on, listening to Bob Marley, just wanting you to go vote to get some more liberal presence in Congress.
Oh, how the tables have turned, Nathan.
He's got a Rastafari hat on with the fake dreads.
Yes. Cultural appropriation to the max.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have a problem with that.
No, absolutely not. No.
He's a Republican. That's fine.
He's talking to his like old school wife, and he's like, Marcia, these Afro-Americans really onto something. He's in his easy chair.
Yeah.
He's got a cigarette in one hand, a blunt in the other.
Red stripe on the table next to him.
Red stripe on the table, and he's going, I remember when we used to sit in the government yard entrenched on him and Rick Perry.
Yeah.
And he get together.
Oh, man.
Reggae Rick Perry, man.
If Rick Perry got into weed, I feel like that is the Republican member that I'd like to see just become a complete stoner.
Oh, yes. And we know that Boehner texts George W. Bush. They have texting all the time. And W just starts texting him and like, I'm so fucking stoned, bro.
Yeah. My favorite part about this whole thing, I mean, aside from the general story, is the New York Post headline. Because the New York Post, I hate them, but they got some real fun puns every so often. Their headline is, John Boehner has budding interest in marijuana legalization, with a picture of John Boehner.
Oh my God.
It's psychedelic.
Throwing up a peace sign.
There's a button that says, "We'll lobby for weed." It's the one time I'm going to give the New York Post props.
So as John Boehner is climbing into his golf cart tomorrow Saturday, to go play golf with who the fuck ever, he is slapping on a bumper sticker to his golf cart that says gas, grass, or ass.
He'll take a break halfway through to cut open some Swishers.
And text W and be like, I'm rolling one right now. Holy shit.
Oh, Boehner.
And George W. Bush texts back, hey, have you heard of trap? That's a sushi jackknife.
That's a sushi jackknife.
Sushi jackknife. Hey, we love you guys. Thanks for hanging with us. Go check out the new show. You might like it.
And the store.
Yeah. Oh, God. That's right. Yes.
You heard the ad at the beginning.
We have t-shirts, mugs, tote bags. You can get a tote bag with Sid the Stabby Fish on it.
Sid.
Nathan drew that.
Yeah, I did.
It's great. You could get we have girls t-shirts, guys t-shirts. I think there's a hat on there.
There's a variety of colors.
So many things. Get
So
yourself some merch.
All right. Sushi jackknife.
Fly that flag. Sushi jackknife.
Words!
Take two.